Thank you for staying with us on TVC News at noon. Today is World Down Syndrome Day, an event set aside for the sensitization on the implication of the 21st chromosome, which causes Down syndrome. It's also a day dedicated to promoting acceptance, understanding, and inclusion in communities. Although the era of institutional care has transitioned towards familial support and a focus on education and research, misconceptions persist, hindering both individual potential and societal integration of those with Down syndrome. On this day, experts worldwide emphasize the need to challenge stereotypes, advocate for inclusivity, and uphold their rights, as outlined in the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. For more on this, let's speak with founding member, Association for Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities of Nigeria, Prince Ajayi, who joins me here in the studio. Thank you very much for being here with us.
Well, thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Yes, and I understand you have a child with Down syndrome who is actually 16 now.
That's good.
So I would like you to tell me about what your experiences were. How did you discover she had it?
Wow. That's take a long time anyway. Because, you don't need to be a medical doctor before you know the bullet wound and cut wound. I have 4 kids, and this baby came shortly when I retired and from service at the same time. And we now notice the way she breathed in and out. We notice that it's not properly like other children, and we discover after 6 months, she cannot sit on her own, she cannot stand on its own, the neck is not 1 year, the next I now started to be find out, going from one hospital to another. And later, we now find out that she has hole in her heart. And the day I was told that she has a Down syndrome, it's a very sad day. It's just like when they pronounce death sentence on somebody here, because it's a very sad day for me and the family as a whole. And we started the journey in that way. Then later, the question of why me was no longer there, because I accept the child, inspire the child, and educate the child. And this keep the parents, and since then, I advocate and create awareness on people living with Down syndrome. And because we started think of how can we do. And then I and other parents, we formed a group called Intellectual Disability.
Yeah.
And we formed that group. From then, we started grouping ourselves, talk to parents, create more awareness, inform them about this chromosome. Because you and I have 46 chromosomes, they have 47. And that's extra one, make them look alike all over the world. And they still take the resemblance of their parents. If you look at my daughter, I call my proud daughter, Lady Victoria Ajayi. And because of the peculiarity of her condition, what you expect her to do, and the age of 2 years, 3 years, you can imagine the first day she started drink water by herself. That's 9 years. She walked at 8 years, and you can see that it requires a lot of emotional disturbance.
Indeed.
And sympathize, people in our environment.
Yes, I was going to get to that because, this is really commendable what you've been able to do, being able to realize that, yes, this is a challenge, but this is something you have to manage and going all out to do that. So talk to me about the challenges you faced managing this. How did people, the society, react to it?
Well, in that regard to that, our environment is not conducive enough for these children. And that is why I may use this opportunity to speak to Lagos State and Nigeria as a whole for inclusive, the total inclusive of this school for these children. Because a lot of Down syndrome children, they cannot move the way other children move in terms of education. So they will need inclusive, interact with other children. For parents and not other parents in the community to accept the children. When they accept them, when they are playing with their other mates, they can be able to develop. Because the way and manner the society are related with them, they look at them as they will look at it, Prince, why do you got this child? I now begin to wonder why you say that. They said that she looked like, mommy water. They use different kinds of things to label them, which is not. Because they have their own potential. If the society give them the chance, they can do well. But the society have to accept them. The parents must accept them, educate them, inspire them. And in this area, they can be able to, when you love the children, they can be able to drive their potential.
That is great. And I think it's good to mention that it's not something that can be contracted by touching them.
No.
So they are just humans like we are, and we can regularly interact with them. I want to sincerely appreciate you, Prince Ajayi, for joining us. Thank you for the good work you're doing with Victoria, and we wish you the very best as you continue, in this enlightenment campaign. Thank you very much.
Bless you. Thank you.
Well, let's move on from that now. The Federal Housing Authority